Hey everyone, welcome back to On the Grid. And in this video, I thought I would share my favorite aspects from each sim racing title. This list is based on titles I own and play regularly. Because this is so subjective and everyone will have different opinions, I'd really love to hear what you like about the games you own in the comments below. So let's start this up. Assetto Corsa, the timeless sim, a classic in the sim community. The first time you load up a Ferrari on Mugello, instantly you know it's different. It's serious, and you're closer to what this should feel like, not could. The fact that Kunos opened it up for the community to generate content was and is what would go on to keep this game alive to this day. Mods for cars, tracks, weather, graphics, and more. Just think of what Sol, Custom Shaders Patch, LA Canyons, and Race Sim Studio have done for Assetto Corsa. Then of course, there is the Content Manager, the de facto launcher that brought Assetto Corsa to another level. All these things come together to make this game an institution in the sim world, and we can only imagine what Assetto Corsa 2 will look like.
Green light, go, go, go.
Assetto Corsa Competizione. If you ever wanted to feel what it was like to be in a race car, hear the sounds of the engine roaring around you, that build up to the race start, and the ambient sounds of race day, then this is what the Assetto Corsa Competizione experience gives you. It has become the official staple for GT3 racing, and unmatched as many would argue. There are many things Assetto Corsa Competizione does well, but the immersion for me is what makes this stand out from the rest. Automobilista 2. A rough ride so far, but I can appreciate what it has brought to the sim table, regardless of the growing pains. A welcome change to the color palette. Yes, it might be South American heavy, but really, what is wrong with a local developer wanting to showcase what goes unseen in the majority? I've said it before, this is what drew me to Automobilista 2, and I never knew of RaceRoom until I picked up content for rFactor. I load this up just to get a feel for something different and something unique. Dirt Rally 2. Have you ever watched the onboard view of a rally car flying through a stage on the limit, drifting within feet of the spectators, and at a second's loss of focus, it could be barrel rolling right off the edge? Then you can surely appreciate the intensity. Jump into Dirt Rally 2 and that feeling of driving on the edge from start to finish is emulated perfectly. Just before a stage, I usually sit there, staring at the loading screen and waiting for the kilometers, or miles, to flash on the screen, so I just know how long I need to have laser focus. Grab a drink of water, breathe, and hit start. It's just pure adrenaline.
Let's have your take on it.
F1. The one thing I find missing in most sims that simulate racing is simulating the life of a racer. Working my way up from the start, then getting my first contract, attracting that new sponsor, building my brand, my car, my team, my stats, and so on. From interviews to R&D to podium celebrations, F1 does this the best, and with every edition, it just gets better. When I want to simulate a racing career, F1 is what I turn to.
Appreciate your time.
iRacing. There are many things that drive me crazy about iRacing, but sitting in my rig a few nights ago, looking to jump in and race online, I found myself loading one sim after another. Either rooms were empty or near empty, and not being in the mood for Spa or Monza. It's okay though, I do love them, but just not every day. And so I knew what was coming. I clicked the launcher and I'm presented with this. Populated lobbies any time of day, no questions asked. That's the one thing you can be sure of with iRacing, is that you'll always have an online multiplayer session, with plenty of players ready to join. Now what happens in that room remains to be seen. So for me, the attractive part of iRacing is really the fact that multiplayer represents the definition of the word, multiplayer. RaceRoom. Many things I love about this game. Hearing every sound of the car in the driver's seat, from the suspension, the turbo whine, DRS, and brakes to that haptic feeling in your wheel when shifting. I know it's a small detail, but I absolutely love it. But what does drive me back over and over to RaceRoom is the ongoing championships that have incentives ranging from VRP to on-track experience to getting to qualify for finals, and so on. Then you have the competitions that are leaderboard focused, with either fixed setups, premium, or free to play. The ranked multiplayer has been growing over the last few months, and I've started gravitating towards those races to increase my rank. But for me, the incentive still remains the competitions and the championships. rFactor 2. This was the first PC sim I purchased. Coming from consoles, I had Forza, Project Cars, and Assetto Corsa. But I knew that what I was feeling through my wheel and pedals was muted, like trying to talk underwater. So when I purchased my first dedicated gaming PC, solely for racing, the suggested go-to besides Assetto Corsa, which I had on Xbox, was rFactor 2. So I installed it, mapped my buttons, set my wheel settings, and loaded up the Porsche on Sebring. First reaction as I drive out of the pits, what the? I couldn't believe what I was feeling. I was asking myself, what was I missing all these years? This game brought force feedback and physics to a whole new level. I hope you enjoyed this look at my personal best of each sim. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the like button, and remember, share your favorites in the comments below, because I'd really like to read what each of you have to say. Thanks for watching. Until next time, take care.